There's a familiar feel to the Rangers right now, similar to last September. The team seems to be gelling through the contributions of the entire club. David Murphy must be having deja vu, another September to remember, holding the hottest bat in the Ranger lineup. Murph's production has been infectious as the entire offense has been following his lead. Tonight, the recipient of great run support all season long, Derek Holland, makes the start as the Rangers and Indians meet next on Fox Sports Southwest. It's on the cool side tonight at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. That would mean the mid-90s for Game 2 of the three-game series against the Cleveland Indians. And welcome, Dave Barnett along with Tom Grieve. A few weeks ago when Nelson Cruz went out with yet another hamstring injury, you could almost hear and feel a collective groan here in the ballpark. But what has happened since then with David Murphy stepping up, I don't know how many people could have predicted, but if anything, he has raised the stakes as to the level that Nelson Cruz had set for him.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone should be surprised because David Murphy did the same thing last September when he was filling in for Josh Hamilton. And one of the strengths of the team coming out of spring training was the depth. Depth in their pitching staff, depth in their lineup. And David Murphy over the last couple of weeks with Nelly Cruz out of the lineup has stepped up and done a tremendous job. He's hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's played well defensively. He's stolen some bases. The numbers are just pretty incredible over 16 games. He's hit over 400. He's hit 6 home runs, 20 RBIs in 16 games, high slugging percentage. He's scored runs. He's done it all, and it's come at a great time right in the pennant race.
He is giving Ron Washington right now almost no reason to pull him from the lineup, although Nelson Cruz is back on the active roster. Tonight, Derek Holland, who 3 months ago shut out Cleveland up in his home state of Ohio, will try and duplicate that effort. The Angels have already won today. Rangers need to win to stay 3 games up. Lineups of the first pitch are next. The box. Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for a limited time for only $3.99. And we're just about set for game 2 of this 3-game series with the Indians. And let's check in down below with Leslie McCaslin.
Well, Josh Hamilton had a successful night last night, 3 hits, including that home run. Before that, it was 9 hitless at-bats. The reason for that, he said, is he hasn't had a lot of confidence lately. We're not contributing to your team like you know you can. It can mess with you mentally. But before last night's game, his wife told him to have more confidence, and so did one of his teammates.
The biggest thing, Napoli told me too before the game, he said, just have a little swag going up there. He said, so just go up there and do what you know you're capable of doing. Be aggressive, and yes, I've had bits and pieces of that this year, but it hadn't been consistent. So it's easy to fall out of having that confidence on a daily basis when you're not carrying that swagger up there with you.
That's your Geico quote of the game. You know, based on last year's number, Josh Hamilton, we know what he's capable of, and we've seen sparks, like he said, but so far he just hasn't played quite up to that potential just yet. Back to you, Dave.
Yeah, Leslie, and it's a very small handful of players who wouldn't like Josh's numbers to this point, having missed over a month because of an injury, but still batting just a shade under 300, 20 homers, 83 runs batted in. But Josh has a different standard than most. Certainly showed what he's capable of last year in his MVP season. But he has helped the Rangers back to 20 games over 500. They're there for the 3rd time this year at 84 and 64. And on the subject of 20, there are now 5 Rangers with 20 or more home runs. Josh joining that group last night. And the Rangers are the first team of the majors to have 5 20 home run men this year. Still a ways to go to the major league record. They had 7 in 2005. Josh last night snapping a 10-game home run drought as the Rangers took game 1 of this series, beating Justin Masterson behind Matt Harrison's 12th win of the year. 10-4 final. And here is the Indian starting lineup for Matty Acta. Kosuke Fukudome again leading off in right, the former Cub. Jason Donald batting and playing second with Asdrubal Cabrera at short. Carlos Santana is hitting cleanup at first. The DH Jim Thome back in Cleveland as of a few weeks ago. Shelley Duncan is in left. Lonnie Chisenhall batting 7th and playing 3rd. The catcher is Lou Marson. And in center field batting 9th is Trevor Crowe. Derek Holland takes the mound, looking for his 14th victory of the year against just 5 losses.
It's been a real solid season for Derek. He's been spectacular at times. He's had some inconsistencies, but overall it's been excellent. His last 3 starts have gone really well. He's 2-0 with a 1.77 ERA. Got a good pickoff move to first base. He can hold runners well. In his last 5 starts, he's beaten the Angels twice. He's beaten the Red Sox once. So he's won big games against good teams in a pennant race. It's been a great year for his maturity, his development as a pitcher, his confidence, you name it. Derek has had an excellent season, and he's been getting better as it goes on.
Here's the Rangers defense tonight. The outfield consisting of Hamilton in left, Craig Gentry in center, David Murphy in right. In the infield, Beltre, Andrews, Kinsler, and Michael Young is at first, with Mike Napoli catching. Michael Young's bat in the lineup, batting cleanup. 1 hit last night, his 195th hit of the season. 5 more, and he will have his 6th 200 hit campaign, and 3 more runs batted in. He'll have 100 runs batted in for the 2nd time in his career. Napoli starting, and Ron Washington kind of liking almost a personal catcher situation with Napoli catching Derek Holland with some very good results of late. He likes how Napoli keeps Derek focused, sets a fast pace, puts down the sign. Derek nods and delivers. Focus and concentration have been an issue for Derek, but less and less so as this season has Worn on. The first pitch in there for a strike to Fukudome. And a very comfortable 95 degrees, 6 degrees cooler than last night. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, first 2 pitches from Derek, 95, 96 miles an hour, both of them strikes. Going right at Fukudome, getting ahead in the count. Another one jammed him. With another 96 mile an hour fastball.
And a nice job by Derek fielding his position there. Quick reaction directly to his right to throw out Fukudome and bring up Jason Donald.
That ball knocked the bat right out of his hand. Michael feel a little bit more comfortable with a chest high throw rather than a sinking fastball down around the dirt.
Waiting for Donald to get set. Jason batting .295 on the year, a homer, 6 runs batted in, and so far nothing but strikes from Holland each of his first 4 pitches. Donald began the year on the disabled list, fractured his left hand when he was hit by a pitch in spring training. And Elvis Andrus takes care of out number 2.
Derek almost caught that ball. Another little jam shot off the handle. He let that one go for Elvis. Those hit a little bit harder. Probably a little easier play for Elvis.
Right off the fist, right to Elvis. And here is Cabrera, switch hitting shortstop. Having a career year. He was 0 for 4 last night, however. And the first pitch out of the strike zone. Cabrera, 22 home runs. He had a total of 18 in his first 4 seasons. 82 runs batted in. Also a career high. But Cabrera slumping for most of the last month, hitting just 151 over his last 22 games. And the 2-0 pitch is fouled straight back.
I think that's a good example of what you're talking about. A really good player in a little bit of a slump. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. He's looking fastball all the way. He gets a fastball, not able to do anything with it. Part of that is Derek tossed it up there at 96 miles an hour. And the other part might be that Cabrera is not quite in the same groove that he was in earlier in the season.
Holland comes back to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Home plate umpire is the crew chief, Wally Bell. Mike DeMuro is at first, Scott Berry at second, and Laz Diaz at third. Cabrera again fouling off that pitch. Breaking ball at 2-2. The Indians, one of a number of teams who really have a crammed schedule for the last 3 weeks of the season. Yesterday began an 18-game, 16-day stretch. They will play 11 games in their final 9 days. A lot of rainouts being made up at the last possible opportunity. And a called strike 3 to finish off a perfect first inning for Derek Holland, needing only 11 pitches. Kinsler and the Rangers coming to bat. Ian Kinsler leading off, playing second. He'll be followed by Elvis Andrus at short. Josh Hamilton is in left. Michael Young playing first, batting cleanup. Adrian Beltre playing third and batting fifth. Napoli catching Murphy in right. The DH is Yorvi Torrealba. And in center batting ninth is Craig Gentry against 2 and 4 David Huff.
Yeah, David Huff was a high draft choice 5 years ago out of UCLA. He has struggled for the most part at the major league level, except this year, getting an opportunity. And in 38 innings, he's thrown the ball really well, a 3.05 ERA. Struggled a little bit in his last couple of starts. Had a really nice game last year against the Rangers at the beginning of the season. Had a complete game win against the Rangers. Coming into the season, his ERA at the major league level in 38 starts was 5.84. I don't know if he was calling someone before he caught that or if he's gotten on the line since he caught that, but pretty routine play for him by the looks of it.
Well, that required some tremendous focus and concentration here. Yeah, he's already on the phone. He says, "Look out, here I come. I'm on TV."
He acted like he didn't do anything.
Never missed a beat. 1-2 to Kinsler. Ian last night 0 for 4. Did get on via a walk, and he stole a base. And he skies this one straight up. Coming down to the first baseman, Santana, almost on the mound for out number 1. Here's the Indian defense. Their outfield consists of Shelley Duncan at left, Trevor Crow at center, and Kosuke Fukudomi in right. Chisenhall, Cabrera, Donald, Santana the infield. Lou Marson, former Phillies, doing the catching. And with one out, here is Elvis Andrus. If not for the last couple of weeks from David Murphy, we would probably be saying Elvis Andrus has the hottest bat in the lineup. 1 for 4 last night, a double, a 7-game hitting streak. And over his career, he has hit in all 21 games he's played against the Indian staff. And he hits this one high and deep to left field. Duncan looking up from the wall, and he leaps and makes the catch.
Well, we talked about Elvis and how he's elevated his game at every level. He hasn't made an error in 21 games. He's showing more power. Drove a ball off the right center field wall yesterday. Just got under this a little bit, or he would have had another home run. Hit that long home run in Boston. He's taking walks, working the count. Really playing some great baseball. And when you ask Ron Washington to describe Elvis, basically what he says is he can play. And that's about all you can say. Every facet of the game he can excel at. And it's nice to see him doing it as the team comes down the stretch in the pennant race.
Perfectly timed out there by Duncan. Outside the ball and a strike to Hamilton. Home run number 20 last night. And 2 balls and a strike. This game 5 of a 6-game homestand. The Rangers have won 3 of the first 4. And a 2-game winning streak for the first time in a couple of weeks. And alternating wins and losses. Another deep drive to left field. Duncan has this one as well. Wow, even Shelley Duncan is stunned.
Yeah, the first one was nice. That was really nice because he was running almost full speed as he went into the wall. That was a big play right there.
Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Dave. Community Corner tonight. What a day for the volunteers. Over 500 on this past Saturday's National Remembrance and Service Day. Texas Rangers hosted over 500 volunteers. They went around parts of Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and helped beautify the area, and they did a great job. And to find out more, you can help out a great cause. Log on to TexasRangers.com/foundation, TexasRangers.com/foundations. Check out and be a part of Team Rangers. You guys ready for 2 in a row against the Indians? You bet. Let's get it going. All right, Dave.
All right, Jim, a ball and a strike to Carlos Santana. Out of play 1-2. Santana hitting just .236. But has drawn a lot of walks all year. He's got power. 23 home runs, tops in the lineup, 72 runs batted in. And takes ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Santana last night, 2 homers and a double. And he homered from both sides of the plate. Goes down swinging here, and back-to-back strikeouts by Holland. Back we go. This drive by Josh Hamilton. A little bit tougher than the first catch Duncan made out there.
Yeah, if a big league outfielder can get to the wall like he did for the first one, then it's just a matter of jumping high enough to catch it. But when he's running into the wall, jumping at the same time, that becomes a beautiful catch. First one was good. That one was really good.
So here is Jim Thome. And that skimmer handled by Andrus in the of Beltre. Beltre in Andrus' spot, the only infielder on the left side. Andrus switching over to right of the bag, and 1 pitch to retire Jim Thome for the second out of the second inning.
You know, it was an Elvis-like pickup, but it was a Beltre-like throw. Probably couldn't have told the difference as Beltre caught it. When you really could tell the difference was when he stood up and threw it flat-footed over to first base, his trademark throw.
So Thome retired, and here is Duncan. Try to match his defensive heroics here at the plate. Duncan last night 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Back and forth between Cleveland and AAA Columbus. 4 different stints up with the Indians. Duncan out of Tucson Canyon del Oro High School. 2 years ahead of Ian Kinsler there.
Good sliders tonight from Derek. The slider that he struck Santana out with was a really nice slider down. The home run Santana hit last night, one left-handed, one right-handed, were both off-speed pitches up and out over the plate. Derek made sure he kept that slider down a little bit out of the strike zone and got Santana to swing at it.
Swings at that one, pops it back foul, still 1-2. Shelley Duncan have a good solid month of September, hitting .282, 5 homers, 10 RBIs in 11 games. It's the second most homers in the league in September. And lays off that breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Derek Holland, it's already been a career year in wins with 13 starts. His 30th innings and strikeouts. And his 2 starts against the Indians before tonight, about as different as you could imagine. June 4th up there, first shutout of the year, second of his career. August 5th, a no decision. He lasted just an inning and 2/3 here. Gave up 6 runs, 4 earned on 5 hits. Left that game trailing 6-1. The Rangers won it 8-7 in 11.
Good at bat so far for Duncan. He's had some good swings, and he's laid off a couple of the sliders. That's the slider right there that struck out Santana. Duncan was able to take it.
Yeah, that one misses up and in. So the Indians have their first base runner. It's a 2-out walk to Duncan. And that will bring up the third baseman, Lonnie Chisenhall. Introducing Fox Sports Game Connect, the ultimate online experience for fans. Log on to take part in the most interactive forum during Rangers games with stats, trends, exclusive analysis, and live Twitter feeds. And you can even share your thoughts with our game broadcast. Fox Sports Game Connect, now available on foxsportssouthwest.com. Chisenhall fouls the first pitch off his leg. Lonnie last night 1 for 4. Had a double in the ninth inning off of Michael Kirkman, who finished up that Ranger 10-4 victory. First round draft pick 3 years ago. And quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Be a tough play, barehanded. Kinsler's throw in time to get him for out number 3. And Derek Holland has allowed only a walk in his first 2 innings. MLB.com Press Pass gives fans the official game notes the moment they are released from the Rangers. Access the same pregame notes the media, announcers, and baseball execs receive at TexasRangers.com/game notes. Let's see what we get to get ready for each and every Rangers broadcast. Michael Young leads off the Rangers second. 1 for 5 last night. His 195th hit of the year. And another deep drive to left field. What can Duncan do with this one? Well, he brings that one down as well. Are you believing the night Shelley Duncan is having at left field?
He can't believe it. That's 3 straight. Look at the look on his face. 3 straight balls into the wall.
He's the most stunned person in the park.
He's thinking, I could see 1, but not 3. Watch his face when he catches the ball. Right here.
Who's more surprised than Shelley Duncan? No one.
That's great.
He has now robbed Andrews, Hamilton, and Young in succession.
Mercy. David Huff owes him dinner, boy.
How about dinner every night? Dinner every night the rest of the year. That might catch him up.
Going to have to hit one a little bit farther than that to get it over his head today.
Wow. I mean, you're not talking about a career Gold Glover out there in left field.
Catch that one.
That will be chased into the corner before Duncan can get to this drive by Beltre. The Rangers have their first base runner. A 1-out double for Adrian.
It's safe to say that David Huff hasn't fooled anybody so far in this game. 4 straight good at bats.
Huff got that one down, but right over the heart of the plate. Beltre now continues his career-long hitting streak at 18 games. And he is safe at second, safe and secure in New York life. And Mike Napoli takes a breaking ball high. Mike, 2 hits and RBI last night, 25 homers, 1 off his career high from a year ago. And on another tear, Mike 12 for 21 over his last 7 games.
That's where you have to be careful to Ranger hitters in general. Right now, Mike in particular, behind in the count 2-0. You got to be careful with where you locate a fastball if that's what you choose to throw. Did a good job, hit the outside corner.
Beltre out at second base, the only base hit of the game. 4th straight hard hit drive off of Huff, and that is inside for 3 balls and a strike. Mike Napoli's week. 12 for 21, as we said, 571 average. The OPS that's just ridiculous. I mean, 1,000 is outstanding. 3 homers, 7 RBIs, and still taking the walks.
Every guy we show has got a little something going on. Elvis, David, Mike.
Wally Bell says that caught the outside edge. It is 3-2.
You notice Elvis, one of the things we noted on him was 14 walks in 16 games. Same with Napoli. Not only hitting for average, but walking.
3-2 pitch, right side, flag down on a dive by Donald. Is throw in time to get Napoli for out number 2. Boy, the Indians are flashing some leather out there. Beltre moves up to third. He's there with 2 outs.
It wasn't a particularly hard hit ball, but it looked like it might sneak by Donald into right field for an RBI single. He catches it on the dive and gets just enough on the throw to nip Mike at first base. Looked like the right call at first base by Mike DeMuro. Now that's Elvis at second base. He's probably going to score on that play.
So with 2 outs, here is David Murphy. Last night, his 3rd 4-hit game, all in a 10-game span. A double, 2 homers. pitches to pop that one out of play, and it's 0-2. Murphy doing all that last night in just 4 plate appearances, and just the 6th player since 1919 to have a 4-hit, 4-run, 11 total base game in only 4 plate appearances. Can't cram a whole lot more hitting into 4 times at bat, and fights that one off to stay 0-2. From August 26th on, he leads the majors, hitting .424. Chance to deliver the run here. Beltre at third, but with 2 outs, and a ground ball right to the shortstop Cabrera. And Huff works out of trouble. The 1-out double by Beltre. More defensive help by Duncan, and also Donald in the Rangers' second. Baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance, where 15 minutes can save you 15% on car insurance. And by AT&T, rethink possible. 0-0 into the 3rd inning. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve, and Lou Marson leads off the Indians' 3rd. The catcher batting 8th. With a .233 average, a homer, and 14 runs batted in. Marson playing a little less than half the time this year, and a very wide disparity, as you can see, hitting lefties as opposed to righties. And the Acta hoping they get the .329 hitting version of Marson against Eric Holland tonight. Indians acquired him in the Cliff Lee trade from Philadelphia right before the '09 trade deadline. Marson was a 4th-round pick by the Phillies out of Coronado High School in Arizona, native of Scottsdale. And the 2-2 pitch. Trying to climb the ladder, he wouldn't bite, and it's 3-2. Got him there.
Laid off one, but he couldn't lay off the second one.
Strikeout number 3. Let's check it again with Noxie.
All right, thank you, Dave. Special guest Kerry Williams with Chevrolet, and Chevrolet, a huge part of Major League Baseball. Big presentation before the game. And Kerry, you were part of that. Michael Young, a nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award, sponsored by Chevrolet.
Yes, this is a great day for Chevrolet and the North Texas Chevy dealers. This award, in our opinion, has Michael Young's name written all over it. It's, has to do with team leadership, community involvement, and Michael's had a great year, and Chevrolet is proud to be a partner of the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, definitely so. Chevrolet, Michael Young, that kind of goes together. All-American right there. Talk about youth baseball and Chevrolet as well. Very big part of that.
Youth baseball, there's the North Texas Chevy dealers are comprised of 35-plus dealers across the Metroplex, and each dealer backs a team in their community and provide equipment. Chevrolet has provided or contributed over $350,000 since we've been involved with the program. And we're involved here at the ballpark with them. Just really, really a neat program.
That is excellent. Well, Kerry, keep up the great work. Thank you very much to you and Chevrolet.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Dave?
All right, Jim. 0-2 pitch to Trevor Crow is bounced fair past a diving Beltray and into the corner. And the Indians' number 9 hitting center fielder has their first base hit. It's a double.
It was an 0-2 pitch. And it wasn't a bad pitch, but I think Derek might have wanted to get it a little bit down, a little bit more in, try to get a swing and a miss on 0-2. Crow hit it pretty well just by Adrian down the line.
So the second Indian base runner. The other was Duncan on a walk in the second. And back to the top of the order in Fukudome, who bounced to the mound to begin the game. Came over from Chicago July 27th for a pair of minor leaguers. And he goes right after the first pitch, pops it straight up. Napoli in foul territory handles the second out.
And Mike is very good on those pop-ups. Most big league catchers are, but he's very confident when he goes after those. Anything he can get to, he wants to take.
Second baseman, Jason Donald.
Michael Young, the Rangers nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award for Public Service. Tonight through October 9th, you can visit ChevyBaseball.com/Clemente to vote for Michael for the Clemente Award. Automatically, you will be registered for a trip to this year's World Series. And of course, we are prejudiced, but I can't imagine a better candidate than Michael Young. Jason Donald grounded to short back in the first. Ooh, good looking pitch there. Wally Bell said low, I guess.
The pitch before it could have been a strike. It was borderline. He brought that last one up 3 or 4 inches. Looked like right in the middle of the strike zone. Didn't get the call. That's one you rarely see missed right there.
Well, maybe a makeup there.
Yeah, well, that was borderline. That could have been a strike, but I think that one could have been a little more outside. I think that's one that Wally Bell knew he missed.
One slice back, and 2 balls and 2 strikes to Donald.
You know, in the course of a game, a fielder might miss a ball, might drop a ball, pitcher might walk a guy. So it's only fair that the umpire is allowed to miss one every now and then too. Can't expect the players to be perfect, and then the players to get a little leeway to make an error and not give the umpires the same leeway. Although I guess we do hold them to a higher standard, sometimes unfairly. Good slider right there from Derek. That's right where he wanted it. Kept it down. Good off-speed pitches for Derek tonight. His slider has been pretty solid. So is his curveball.
First 44 pitches, 31 strikes, only 13 balls. And the 2-2 pitch, line to Kinsler. That does it for the Indians in the third inning. A one-out double by Crow, and that's it. And we're still scoreless. Find out how giving back bottle caps can give returning vets a piece of the high life. Go to MillerHighLife.com for details. Yeah, not much breeze. Not really a jet stream factor at all. A little bit more moving around than it was last night. As Yorvit Torrealba leads off the Ranger third. Torrealba Saturday with a hit, snapped an 0 for 10. Looking to get hot again. Last 10 games, 6 for 35. Rangers have had some hard hit balls off of David Huff. 3 circus catches up against the wall and left by Duncan. The only base hit of Beltre, ground double into the left field corner. And this one chopped right back to Huff. And Torrealba an easy first out. All you can eat seats are available in Upper Home Run Porch for every game. All you can eat seats include unlimited grilled chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, nachos, peanuts, popcorn, and soft drinks served in the air-conditioned Upper Home Run Porch Grill. Get your tickets today at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS. So 1 out, and here's Gentry. And he rifles the first pitch past a drawn-in Chisenhall, playing on the edge of the grass, and the Rangers have their second base hit off of Huff.
Well, you almost have to play in when Gentry's up, because if he bunts and you're back, he's going to beat it out. So when you move up and then he hits a ball like that, it's hard to keep that ball from going right by it. Oh, well hit ball right off the bat by Craig Gentry. As we've said, every time he gets on base, he's a definite threat to run. He hasn't been thrown out stealing a base yet. Puts that on his hand to protect his hand. A lot of guys, when they slide, put their hands down. And that's to protect him from any kind of an injury to his hand, his thumb. Sometimes you'll see guys keep a batting glove in both hands, or maybe pick up dirt and keep it in both hands, so that when they slide, they're less prone to putting their hands down behind them.
Let's go down to Leslie McCaslin.
Well, you just talked about it. You can't help but notice Craig Gentry's speed when you watch him play. Of course, he played a lot of sports growing up, including running track in high school. He also has 16 stolen bases without getting caught, and it's helped him defensively in center field as well.
I mean, I've always been a speed guy. I don't know if I've been this fast, but yeah, I mean, I've always, never been a home run hitter. So, just luckily I'm able to get good reads off the pitchers and get good jumps, and I'm just going to, keep going out there and try to keep doing that.
Ron Washington said he's by far the fastest player on the team, but he hesitates sometimes on the base paths, and of course you can't do that in this game. Back to you, Dave.
Well, we know what happens to he who hesitates. Kinsler waiting for a 2-1 pitch. And lofts it back foul, and it's even up at 2-2.
I want to thank Misty and Isabella Skidmore and Vanessa Dietzman for the brownies they made us tonight. They're from the First Baptist Church in Justin, Texas. Also Warren and Diane Norris, longtime Ranger fans, for the homemade baklava that they sent up there. That went quick. That was the first time we've had that. That was a big.
And they've got Gentry, but he's got second base as Santana couldn't hang on to the pickoff throw.
A lot of times a base runner like Gentry with a left-hand pitcher gets as big a lead as he can, and the minute the pitcher makes a move, he takes off. And if he goes to first, he just keeps on going. If it's a right-handed throwing first baseman, it's more difficult for him to throw. Santana was going to have to turn all the way around to make that throw, and I don't think he would have thrown him out anyway, even if he didn't drop the ball.
So Craig 17 for 17. Kinsler lays off the breaking ball, works the count full.
Thanks to Tom Maxwell. Homemade granola, avalanche, tiger butter fudge. Wow, that's a mouthful. Butterfinger apple. We got so much stuff tonight, Dave.
I know.
I made 3 trips through the press box and couldn't get rid of all of it. We'll save it for the 7th inning stretch.
Yeah, I bet the second time through you will come back empty-handed. That's my prediction.
Tony and Susan Bradbury are from Henderson, Texas. Susan baked some graham cracker dessert bars. Thank you for those. Lemon squares from the Irwin family. Dave, Brenda, Derek, and Nick. They're from Parker, Texas. Thank you very much.
This one looped into right field, back a few steps, Fukudome. And Kinsler is the second out. So Gentry still in scoring position. And with 2 outs, Elvis Andrews will try and bring him home.
Also want to thank James Bilbrey from Rural, Texas. He sent up some old-time tea cakes. Thank you very much for those, James.
Elvis, the first of the 3 straight Rangers victimized up against the left field wall on the leaping catches by Duncan. And Gentry takes off and steals third.
Well, he's not hesitating now. That's a little bit of a dangerous base to steal. Third base with 2 outs. But if you're safe, no problem. Ron Washington encourages guys to be aggressive on the bases. He's had a couple of talks with Craig about being even more aggressive. And so Craig is taking him at his word right here and stealing third base. Still hasn't been thrown out.
Pretty throw. Pretty close. Marson almost nipped him there. And a ball and a strike to Elvis. Yeah, early in the season, remember Ron Washington said he had a talk with Gentry, and he said, "You're up here for a reason, and we want you to show all the talents that got you here. Don't be conservative. Put everything out there. There's a reason that we've called you up to the major leagues. So don't play scared or tentative." Perfect example here in this inning. What Wash was hoping to see from Craig Gentry. Wash has always loved his defense out at center. Had a foul tip strikeout of Elvis. So Gentry stranded at third after the single and 2 steals, and we've played 3 scoreless here at the ballpark.
The Rangers nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award.
Your child a chance to take C.J. Wilson to school. Log on to metropcs.com/take-a-player for your chance to win. Metro PCS, wireless for all. First pitch to Cabrera is inside to begin the 4th inning. Cabrera caught looking to end the first, one of 3 Derek Collins strikeouts. And he checks the swing on the slow curve. 2 balls and no strikes. Rangers with 2 hits off of Huff. The Indians only 1. A Crow double in the 3rd.
Another good fastball and another 2-0 count. Cabrera looking for a fastball. 2nd straight at bat he's had that opportunity, been unable to cash in on it. 2nd straight at bat. It's gone from 2-0 to 2-2.
C.J. Wilson, the American League Player of the Week. 2-0, did not allow an earned run. 17 innings, 17 strikeouts against only 4 walks. Well deserving first-time winner of that award. Toward the hole, Beltre, a clean pick, whirls and fires a strike.
Nice play by Beltre. Nice pitching by Derek Holland, coming back from the 2-0 count. Struck out Cabrera the first time up, jammed him with a little ground ball that time up. Going to be a fairly easy play for Beltre. Would have been a tougher play though for Elvis.
How about the footwork here, Tom?
Well, this is the way he does it. Most guys keep on moving. Adrian almost comes to a complete stop. And again, not many guys can get away with it because they don't have the arm strength that he does. That's just the way he grew up making that play.
Big cut and a miss by Santana. He struck out his first time up. Santana homering from both sides of the plate last night, just the 7th Indian to accomplish that feat. This grounder up the middle is a base hit. So Santana aboard with 1 out here in the 4th. Santana was the first Indian to homer lefty and righty last night since Victor Martinez did it back in 2007. So here's Jim Thome. Here's the overshift. Thome back in the 2nd. Grounded out on the left side of the infield. Beltre playing where the shortstop normally would. Kinsler not actually into the right field grass. He's playing a fairly deep second base.
Yeah, with a guy on first base and a double play in order, can't play back there. Only play back there with nobody on. Got to have a better opportunity on a ground ball to turn a double play in case he pulls one to you. Or sometimes when the infielder's way back there, it's a close play at first base.
Only A-Rod has more home runs among all active major leaguers. Thome, the 8th 600 home run man in major league history. Came over August 25th from the Twins for a player to be named later. Back where it all started for him, a 13th round draft pick in 1989 by Cleveland. And he lofts this one to left field. Hamilton trotting back. Plenty of room. And there's out number 2.
And Josh took nothing for granted either. Probably because Gentry was yelling to him that the runner was tagging up at first base. But if Josh had just caught that ball and lobbed it into the cutoff man, Santana would have gone to second base. And that's what the center fielder in that particular case, or another outfielder who's helping out, lets the guy know he's tagging, so that when you catch the ball, you waste no time in firing it into second base. Because Josh, while he's watching the ball, can't tell if the guy's tagging up at first base. But the other outfielder, that's all he's got to do is see where the runner is. If he's halfway, he'll yell that he's halfway, and then you can just turn around and get the ball in calmly to the shortstop.
So here's the defensive hero of the night, Shelley Duncan. 3 leaping catches up against the wall in left field.
It'll be fun watching that again tonight on the highlight tapes. You know that's going to be, he's got to get the best play of the game, even though it might not have been one. When you combine the 3 together, it's got to win, doesn't it?
Yeah, 3-way tie. On 3 successive outs, too. Andrus and Hamilton to end the first, and Young to begin the second.
Yeah, you almost have to package it as one play.
Duncan, much of the year, really just used as a pinch hitter extraordinaire. Regular time in September, and you see the results.
Well, Duncan's a right-hand hitter with some power. You've got a left-hand hitter up next.
This one popped up and will come back about 10, 12 rows deep. So here we go. First victim, Elvis Andrus.
This one he's waiting for and jumps high. That's the easiest of the 3. This is the toughest of the 3 because he was going the fastest into the wall. And there's one kind of in between. But boy, you add that up, 3 straight hitters. That's some pretty nice defense right there. Loves a look on his face.
He's the most disbelieving of all. Well, he really looked like his dad, too, right there. Dave Duncan, of course, a longtime pitching coach. An expression of, I guess, a combination of pride and shock. Now a chance to keep this 4th inning going with 2 outs, a man on, and a 2-2 count.
Yeah, I don't think he was necessarily shocked that he caught one of those balls. I think he was probably shocked, like everybody else was, that he would have the opportunity, 3 straight batters to make a similar play.
He's the main reason that the Rangers are still scoreless. He stays alive. Duncan we sat out of Ian Kinsler's high school alma mater, Canyon del Oro in Tucson. Went to the University of Arizona in Tucson. Wildcats all-time home run leader, second-round pick by the Yankees in 2001. Works the count full.
Very similar at bat to the at bat Duncan had the first time up. Fouled off some balls, ran the count to 3-2 by laying off a slider. First time up, he took a fastball up and in for ball 4. See what Derek chooses to go with here on the 3-2 pitch.
Santana goes, and it is hit pretty deep center field. Gentry is there. In the Indian fourth, 1 hit, 1 left. Hamilton, Young, and Beltre in the Ranger fourth. It's time for our AT&T trivia question. Who holds the Rangers record for most pickoffs in a single season? We are talking about pitchers, not the most times to be picked off in a single season. 0-1 to Hamilton. Josh, first time up, the toughest of those 3 successive catches by Duncan against the left field wall. And takes low and inside, ball 2. Rangers trying to clinch another home series. That would be 4 straight series victories here at the ballpark. 8-1 with 1 split in their last 10 home series. And the home schedule winding down after tomorrow night. Only 3 more games here at the ballpark. As Hamilton works a leadoff walk. So we got a question from our Game Connect Buzz on FoxSportsSouthwest.com from David. How does a scoring decision get to the review committee? Does the team have to challenge the ruling, or does every play get reviewed?
I'm not positive on that answer. Are you?
Actually, I'd never heard of the review committee until we were told that Michael Young had what was originally charged as an error to Brandon McCarthy changed to a base hit. And Michael drives that one off the wall. Here comes Hamilton, waved home. Here's the relay, not in time. The Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
Well, there's the first walk, the first leadoff hitter that got on. And if you're hitting behind Josh Hamilton, you just love it. Because instead of second and third, with his speed, he comes all the way around to score. Well hit ball by Michael. Second time he's hit the ball hard. This time Duncan couldn't catch it out in left field. And after the leadoff walk, a first pitch fastball inside part of the plate. And Michael rips it down the left field line. I'm going to find out an answer to that. Every play is not reviewed. I think a team has to nominate a play for review, but I'll find out by asking John Blake and get the answer for that. In fact, John's probably listening right now. He'll come in and tell me. Let Josh run the bases. 6'4", 240 pounds, running like an Olympic sprinter.
The curve drops in for a strike. Pound for pound, hard to think of a faster player than Josh Hamilton. Interesting to see a Hamilton Gentry race. Roy Gentry never timed in the 40 in high school in Arkansas because his high school was so small they didn't field a football team. He was baseball all the way, so you can only speculate what his 40 time might have been.
Yeah, I'm not sure how big Craig was in high school, but he probably would have made a great wide receiver.
There's a ball and 2 strikes. How about this? A team match race. Hamilton and Gentry for the Rangers against Peter Borges and Mike Trout for the Angels.
I love our guys, but they're going to lose that one.
You don't actually have to see the race.
I'd be rooting for our guys. I'd be cheering for them, but I'm not counting on it.
Tomahawk stroke by Beltre flies out to Duncan. There's the first out. And Leslie has more on Craig Gentry.
Yeah, not only did he run track, he also played basketball. He also played golf. I asked him what he ran in track. He said the 200, the 400, the high jump, the low jump, the pole vault. I mean, he just listed off every single thing you could do. I figured he had a small high school, but it sounds like he was the all-around athlete.
Oh, without question.
Could have done the decathlon.
Yeah, very small high school. Fort Smith Christian. Napoli sends this one high and deep and gone. A 2-run blast as Napoli ties his career high with his 26th home run of the season.
It's just amazing how strong he is. He just kind of reached out and hit that ball high at about 415 feet to left center field. He is in some kind of streak right now, boy. He's either taking a walk or hitting it on the sweet part of the bat. The pitch looked like it's away from him. He's kind of reaching for it. His rear end is kind of backing up. He's reaching out with his hands. And he hits that thing 415 feet. He is really strong, boy.
.420 feet.
420. Wow.
4 or 5 rows up out there.
Well, the way the Rangers are swinging the bats right now, you can go a few innings and put some zeros up there as a pitcher, but sooner or later it's going to happen. And all it took was the leadoff walk.
Yeah, Josh got it started by taking ball 4. Young then doubled him home into the left field corner. Beltre The only out on a fly to left, and then Napoli follows with home run number 26. Same number he hit last year with the Angels. And Murphy reaches out, loops that one to left field. Duncan comes on and makes a sliding catch this time.
Even the fans, there's a little buzz. Even the fans are aware of how many plays he's made out there.
Well, Shelly Duncan in one 4-inning stretch making a bid for a Gold Glove this year.
we haven't seen him play that much in left field, but if tonight's any indication of how he plays out there, he's a real good left fielder.
Well, keeping score, I put an asterisk by excellent defensive plays. He's got 4 asterisks by his F7 in the scorebook. Murphy, the latest victim. Here's Torrealba, bounced to the mound his first trip. David Huff working on a 2-hit shutout through 3. But the Rangers open it up with 3 runs on 2 hits so far and a walk, and a 3-0 lead. Up the middle, and that's a base hit for Jorvik. Nice job going with the pitch, looking for solid contact. He was 6 for his last 36. Maybe this one starts the streak in the positive direction. Of getting that one in near his fists. Able to fight it off up the middle. So with 2 outs, he's aboard at first, and here is Gentry. Craig singled back in the 3rd and promptly stole second. A play in which he was picked off. But Santana not able to make the throw, so he got the steal of second and then promptly stole 3rd as well. But Rangers couldn't bring him home. And a line drive off the glove of Chisenhall. Gentry is 2 for 2. Torrealba up to second. The Rangers not done yet in this 4th inning.
Hard hit ball. Third baseman goes up as high as he can. It goes right off the top of his glove. That's for Ian Kinsler to keep the runs coming.
Well, this feels like one of those nights where the hitting is really contagious.
Kind of like last night.
A lot like last night. So here is Ian, the 8th Ranger to bat here in the inning. He has popped to first and flied to right. And takes strike 1. A good homestand for Ian. Even with his 0 for 2, he is 8 for 19. Rangers are 3-1 with tonight and tomorrow still to go. 2 more homers than Shelly Duncan and the rest of the pack during the month of September. Broken bat, ground ball, fair. Chisenhall bobbles, throws way late, and the bases are loaded.
That's a ball that you don't throw right there. The only thing that could happen with that throw is something bad or neutral. I guess that was neutral. Nothing happened, but it could have been a wild throw. Could have scored a couple runs if it goes down the right field line on a play. You had no chance to make a play on it. Ian gets jammed, but he hits it right down the line. Third baseman gets to the ball. He's going to have a hard play from way back there, throwing Ian out, even if he didn't bobble it. Let's see how that one scored.
We're calling that an E5.
Yeah, it's one of those borderline plays. And in the eyes of the scorekeeper, he's saying if he catches it, which he should have, he would have been able to throw him out. And that's just a judgment call by the scorekeeper.
Steve Weller is the scorekeeper tonight.
It's a hard job. Being an umpire is a hard job. Being a scorekeeper is a hard job. So many plays can go either way, hit or an error.
So loaded up, and Elvis goes after the first pitch and lofts that one foul. And into the seats. Rangers batting around here in the 4th inning. They have forced Huff to throw 26 pitches, up to 71 total. It's gotten Elvis both times. One of those Duncan catches in the first, and he struck him out swinging to end the 3rd. 7-game hitting streak coming into tonight for Andrus. And the breaking ball a little bit low, 2-1.
The right fielder and center fielder playing really shallow for Elvis. And it won't take much for him to drive the ball over the center fielder's head or the right fielder's head. And over the last couple of weeks, he's hitting for more power. And last night, he hit a ball off the wall right in front of the Ranger bullpen.
See what he gets here at 2-1. Off the glove of Huff, and everybody's safe. Torrealba comes home, and it's 4-0.
Looked like it was headed to center field. Huff made a nice stab at it. Almost made a great play. Would have saved him the agony of that run scoring, but it kicked off his glove and didn't get a break when it kicked off his glove. It went into no man's land.
So close to grabbing the line drive. Just off the tip of Huff's glove. And so conference time with Tim Belcher, the Indian pitching coach. And the man who started this Ranger 4th by working a leadoff walk, Josh Hamilton, will try to keep the inning going. 4 runs on 6 base hits and a swing and a miss. Four runs, 5 base hits for the Rangers. 1 error by Chisenhall. Huff about to throw his 31st pitch of the inning. Josh lays off. Laz Diaz agrees, and it's a ball and a strike. Hamilton's walk followed by the RBI double by Young after 1 out. Napoli 2-run homer. Murphy flied out. 5th batter to step up with 2 outs. And a big cut and a miss there. It's 1-2. Well hit to left field. Duncan is back. He can't get that one. Grand slam, Josh Hamilton.
Right now, the way the Rangers are swinging the bats 1 through 9, everybody's swinging the bat right now. You just can't afford to make an error. And when Chisenhall booted the ball that Kinsler hit, it just opened up the floodgates. It was a 3-0 game. Elvis's base hit scored 1, and now Josh's grand slam leads to 5 unearned runs this inning. There was a borderline call, hit or an error at third base. Wasn't a simple play for Chisenhall. Josh hit that ball a lot like he hit the ball in the first inning. This one just went about 20 feet farther.
.384 feet for Josh's third career slam, and that's how you prevent Shelley Duncan from making a circus catch. It will sneak it over the wall. There's everything else he has grabbed out there. Home run number 21 for Josh. Grand slam number 3 in his career. Now the 2-0 pitch to Young is just foul. A bid for another double perhaps for Michael. An 8-run Ranger 4th inning. And this is now the biggest scoring inning of the season for the Rangers. Young lays off that breaking ball, and it's 3-2. Rangers had scored 7 in an inning twice, most recently the 6th inning last week, September 4th at Fenway Park. 8 and counting here. And Chad Durbin begins to throw now out in the Indians bullpen. Every Ranger who has reached has scored in this inning. Beltran, Murphy, the only exceptions. They flied out to left. And here's a drive right center field. Crow gets there, and at last David Huff gets out of the 4th, the biggest inning of the year for the Texas Rangers. 8 runs on 6 base hits. Napoli a 2-run homer. Hamilton the grand slam. On to the 5th. It's 8-0. AT&T trivia question tonight. Who holds the Rangers record for most pickoffs in a single season? That would be Charlie Huff. 16 pickoffs, 1988. And Lonnie Chisenhall leads off the Indian fifth. Getting strike one from Derek Holland. And that one is hit high and deep to right field, and it is gone. Lonnie Chisenhall with his 7th home run of the year has the Indians on the board. See, Busby, I think we have to put that one on you because everything was fine until you said.
Yeah. Well, I'll take responsibility for that one. Except my ERA is not going to go up. Derek's is, but not mine. I don't worry about that stuff.
Well, speaking of Derek Holland, again, he seems to get all the run support. Well, actually, statistically, he gets more run support than any pitcher in either the American or the National League.
Yeah, I know that's true over the year, but lately everybody's been getting run support on this Ranger ball club. I mean, it's going to be now 7 straight ball games with more than at least 12 hits, and it looks like they've got a chance of scoring double digits again. It's a great time to be pitching for the Rangers. Let's put it that way.
Not a real good time to be pitching against the Rangers, is it?
No, you're right, Tom. I mean, this is a lineup that you can't make mistakes. And every time, I know we've talked about, the three of us have talked about this before, that the second time through the order, if that doesn't get you, you can sure count on the third time through the order you're going to get a pretty good beating in this ball club. But normally the second time, after the guys have seen you one time and you start going through the second time in the order, if there's a little chink in your armor, it's going to come out and it's going to turn into a huge problem for you.
And when you got a lineup as talented as the Rangers, and then at some given point in time, they're all hot at the same time. You're right. It's a nightmare.
Well, he did not want to do that. Walk the number 8 hitting catcher Marson. So after that long rest, as the Rangers put 8 on the board, Holland comes out not particularly sharp. Chisenhall's home run, 382 feet. A walk to Marson, the second issued tonight by Derek. Now the number 9 hitter, Trevor Crowe, who doubled on an 0-2 pitch back in the 3rd inning. And right after that one, foul appeared to glance off the face mask of Wally Bell behind the plate.
And I doubt this time up, Dave, you're going to see Derek Holland give Trevor Crowe an off-speed pitch that's anywhere close to the strike zone. He can't catch up with the fastball, and he threw him a breaking ball that stayed about knee high on the inner part of the plate last time. And I don't think he'll make that mistake again.
Yeah, Crowe late on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-2. Well, every pitcher would like to have Holland's situation. Sit there, watch run after run, home run after home run.
Yep.
Most pitchers like to have his arm, too.
Yep.
Runs come and go. That arm's there for good.
Craig Gentry comes in to handle the line drive by Crowe. There's the first out.
Yeah, I'd love to have his talent and be only 24.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of these years that mustache is actually going to come through, and
it's getting
better. It'll be a big day for Derek when it happens.
There you go. That's what he's shooting for right there. You have to have lofty goals when you're young.
You do. Yep, I agree.
Fear the Dutch stash. Fans are clever, boy.
That's in there for a strike to Fukudome. And it's 0-2. He was grounded to the mound and fouled out to Napoli his first 2 trips. Buzz, the thought about sitting watching all those runs being scored for you. There's a strikeout for out number 2. Can it make it difficult for Derek to come back out and have as much concentration as he had when the game was 0-0? And that's a nice problem for any pitcher.
Yeah. that's something you have to learn. And you know, we were talking before the ball game with some folks about development of young pitchers, and I think one of the things you learn by throwing minor league innings, and a lot of them, is something you're just talking about, Dave. How do you come back out after your ball club scores you, say, 5 or 6 runs, and you have a pretty good sized lead? How do you come back out? What do you have to do to maintain your focus? And you know, young pitchers don't throw that much anymore in comparison in the minor leagues, so they don't experience all those things. And Derek Holland's one of those guys that didn't have a ton of minor league innings, had very few minor league innings, and he's experiencing things at the big league level for the first time that a lot of guys have faced in the minor leagues. So it's a process.
I like the direction that process is headed in,
yep,
too.
Sure do.
Dave, I got an answer to our question, that email question.
Oh, let's hear it.
If either team disputes a scorer's decision, they can ask him to review it. And if after review he keeps it the same way, then they can submit a tape to a committee of 5 in the commissioner's office, and it has to be a unanimous decision by the committee to overturn the ruling.
Well, Holland recovers with back-to-back strikeouts to get Fukudome and Donald, and we're halfway down at the ballpark. Rangers up 8-0, 8-1. Rangers, and concentration written on the face of Derek Holland as
he's upset at himself.
Yep.
Followed up that homer by Chisenhall and the walk to Marson with a fly to center and back-to-back strikeouts. And the new pitcher, Chad Durbin, right-hander, takes over for David Huff. Our Verizon Wireless called to the bullpen.
Well, Buzz, I guess for that inning for Derek, he gave up a home run, then he lost Marson and walked him, then he gave up a rope to center field for an out. But he was able to minimize that and come back and get a couple of strikeouts. That's kind of what you're talking about, isn't it?
Exactly. And what Derek will learn, I think he'll look back on this and say, Okay, the walk was a function of the home run.
Right.
And then that broke my concentration. Now, how do I not allow that to happen? I got to get a little tougher mentally, if you want to use a silly saying. But that's what it comes down to, you know. And you have to experience things like that to understand what you have to do to change that for next time.
Sky high foul pop. Beltre retired by Santana. Well, the September Super Saver is still available through tomorrow. You can save 42% on Lexus Club Terrace tickets by paying the day. That would be $15 tomorrow on September 15th. For tickets, go to TexasRangers.com/specials.
They're just finishing up on Derek. There may have been some times in the past where that little lapse in concentration might have led to a real big inning. But wouldn't you say it's a good sign that, okay, he walked him, gave up a hard hit ball, but bang, he came back, got 2 strikeouts, and got off the mound, too.
Yeah,
so he minimized it.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tom, and that's progress.
Grounder up the middle, right under the glove of Cabrera. Mike Napoli has his second straight hit.
And Napoli is turning into some kind of hitter, boy. Man,
he is a beast right about now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not just a big power hitter up there. He'll take a walk. He's got his average over 300. His on base percentage is over 40%. It's like having an extra 4th place hitter hitting 6th or 7th in the lineup.
And you know, since the All-Star break, it hasn't mattered right-handed or left-handed, whoever he's facing. No. Everybody was paying the price.
Yep.
Here's David Murphy. And he and Ian Kinsler at this point, the only Rangers without a base hit. Oh. High fly ball, not deep. Center field, Crow. And 2 away. Murphy 0 for 3.
Crow didn't see it off the bat. That's why Fukudome went sprinting over there. Kind of put his arms out like, where is that ball? And then he caught up with it. Fukudome got about a 60-yard dash in just for the heck of it. He was ready. That kind of gray sky where the ball blends into the sky. And you see him going, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Watch Fukudome. He'll probably come sprinting into the... There he is. Just in case he was there.
So 2 outs. Napoli still at first, and here is Torey Alba.
You know, Tom, the other thing that Derek Holland's going to figure out, and Mike Maddox and Andy Hawkins will help him, is how do I avoid that home run thing when I'm not quite ready mentally? Do I start psyching myself up at the last out of the inning before I have to go back out there? Do I start thinking about the hitters I have to face, the pitches I want to make? You know, all kinds of little tricks you can do to trick yourself into being ready as soon as you take them out.
Well, another pop up and back for a look. Marson out of play, 1 and 2.
You know, in a perfect world, all those little tricks would work. Unfortunately, they don't. So, you know, you find something that works most of the time for you and take it with you all the time.
And they're the line for Derek through 5 innings. Outstanding. Only 3 base hits. Chisenhall's leadoff home run in the top half of this inning. The only damage against Derek, and 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Torey Alba. These same 2 tomorrow night, back at the usual 7 o'clock start on Fox Sports Southwest, and then Rangers head out west. 3 with Seattle over the weekend, 3 with Oakland next Tuesday through Thursday. The only remaining 3 home games will be against the Mariners, the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, and then the looming season closing 3-game series out in Anaheim against the Angels. So definitely need to take care of business here at home as Torey Alba strikes out, and Durbin Allows only the Napoli hit in the 5th inning. Nice job out of you again, Steve Busby.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Talk to you after the ball game.
Duncan, 3 straight catches up against the wall and left against Andrews, Hamilton, and Young first and second innings. Offensive highlights, Mike Napoli, a 2-run home run. And a little bit later, a grand slam by Josh Hamilton in the Rangers' biggest inning of the year. 8-run 4th inning. And on to the 6th inning. Josh Hamilton takes care of the out off the bat of Cabrera. And let's check in again with Jim Knox.
All right, Dave and Tom, look who we have here. It's Norm Hitchcock and Craig Miller, the ticket. Are you kidding me? Both in the same place. Now, Norm, this is a special night. What's going on here?
Well, 3 times a year, the Rangers give us the wedge, and we invite a lot of our listeners to come down. And if anybody, Cleveland or the Rangers, hits a home run into the wedge tonight that lands in here, everybody you invite gets $100 out of my pocket.
Okay, anything been close since you've been doing this?
Oh, yeah, we just hit the pad over there last time, and Brennan Bosch's home run for the Tigers would have been a wedgie, except he hit it about 150 feet too far, way up in the roof up there.
All right, so Craig, does that mean you get paid as well? You're in the wedgie. Does it mean 1310, the ticket employees as well?
Well, I hope so, because that's the only reason I came out tonight.
Right.
You know, I figured it was worth $100 to have to listen to Norm's stories about being a straight-on kicker at Canisius all night long. So, yeah, I think it could pay off for me.
You gotta get paid. Well, at least, you know what? Let's bring in the hot dog guy. Come here, big guy. You know, these, I saved the last 10 hot dogs of the night. Literally, Dollar Dog Night, the last 10. Let's go ahead and give it out. We got too many people. We'll start with Norm and Craig. There we go. Give us a good hot dog.
Dollar Dogs, get you.
There you go. All right, Norm, great job. Good seeing you. Hope to be back to collect the $100. I may stay here with you guys. All right, thanks, Craig. Appreciate it. Dave?
All right, Jim.
You know, there was a time maybe 15 years ago, 16 years ago, where Craig Miller was the Jim Knox. He was going around the ballpark.
That's right. I forgot about that. That's right. He set a very high standard for Knoxing.
Yep.
Only Norm could figure out a way to have some money riding on a home run into the wedge.
He can't come without something on the line.
You remember Reed Ryan?
Yeah, I remember Reed.
Also had that job.
Reed did it one season. I'm trying to think who the other guys were that did that. Well, of course, John Radigan did it. Bill Jones probably did it.
Holland, after walking Carlos Santana, throws strike one to Jim Thome, who has grounded out and flied to left. And again, the Rangers with the shift, with only Beltre on the left side of the infield.
Gordon Keith was also the man about the stadium for a while.
That strikes me as a little bit dangerous.
Well, it proved to be a little dangerous in the post-game question and answer.
It wouldn't be Gordon being Gordon any other way. So yeah, that position has a long, proud history.
Yep. That's a hard job.
Many great talents.
Anybody that can do that job.
That one just inside to Thome, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Now, as we look at Derek Holland's developing mustache, how about that as a goal? Do you think he could ever get the Raleigh fingers?
That's a masterpiece right there. I don't know.
Well, I think you should aim high.
That's like saying, could someone in a high school art class be a Rembrandt? You know, maybe someday. I don't know.
Just begs the question, how long would it take for Derek to get that much of a mustache?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen this year, maybe not next year.
It might be a career-long process. Check back on Derek on September 14th, 2021. Let's see where he is there. He started to grow it just to give the guys in the clubhouse one more topic. He loves to bring the humor to the yard every day. Doesn't mind if it's pointed at himself either. And against the shift, Thome drives one down the left field line. And the Indians now with 2 aboard and 1 out here in their 6th inning.
That's a pretty good pitch, really. Might not have been well, it was a strike right at the borderline low and away area of the plate. Thome just strokes it out to left field. Pretty nice job of hitting right there.
First hit by Thome in 3 trips. Only the 4th hit allowed by Holland. And with 2 on, still 1 out. Here's Duncan, who walked his first trip fly to center last time. Well, that's a lot of real estate to shoot for over there. Thome got the perfect pitch to do just that. The shift anticipates that the batter will do nothing but pull the ball. But Thome over the years showing he is mastered not just of the long ball. Getting back to his original franchise on August 25th. After he passed the 600 home run milestone as a Twin. And that's a base hit. Runners will be held as Santana gets the breaks at third base from Steve Smith over there. And don't look now, but the Indians have loaded the bases with 1 out, and that gets Mike Maddox out of the dugout.
I think the only part of the bases loaded that you're concerned about is the walk. But the single by Thome, he just reached out and stroked a ball. Duncan just hit a little ball into right field, so nothing dangerous there. Just come back and have a good at bat with Chisenhall right here. He hung him a curveball the last time up. That's the ball that Chisenhall hit a home run on.
Let's check in with Leslie.
Well, we've talked about it all during the game that the bats have been on fire coming into this one. 6 straight games with at least 12 hits. And, of course, here tonight they already have 9 hits, 6 home runs the last 2 nights combined. But Ron Washington said he knows it's not always going to be like this.
I just don't sit back and expect this all the time. you know, when it's happening, you got to enjoy it, because you know pretty soon there may be a pitcher that steps out there and you have to win a 4-3 ball game. So you just got to accept it when it's happening, and I'm very happy the way they're grinding out at bats and the way they're playing the game, and you just want to continue playing good baseball.
But he'll take it for now, especially if it means not having to rush Nelson Cruz back, while the Rangers still lead 8-1 going into the top of the sixth. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $1,100 and dinner for two at a Sonic Drive-In. And the Rangers tonight are hitting for Michael Millet from Richardson. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Michael Millet from Richardson will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Well, we've already seen one grand slam. Unfortunately for Michael, it was back in the fourth inning off the bat of Josh Hamilton. Craig Gentry takes ball one from Durbin on for his second inning in relief of David Huff. And Craig has singled twice. In the third, he stole second and third. In the fourth, he scored one of the 8 Ranger runs that inning. And this foul pop ends up on the roof of the dugout. How about this to end the last inning?
Yeah, it's not good base running by Duncan. You can't run into that out. If Duncan stops between Michael and Ian throws to first base, they're going to get a run. But when he runs into the force out and Ian throws back to second, it's a double play, no run score. So I think Duncan thought maybe on the slowly hit ball he could get past it. But once he didn't, he ran right into a double play, costing the Indians a run. Might have got a double play anyway, but because it wouldn't have been a force out, one of the runs would have scored. One of the runners would have scored.
So Ian Kinsler turning in a nice 4-3 double play there to keep it 8-1. 2-2 pitch is fouled off. That one sprayed toward the Indians' third base dugout, and the count remains even. David Huff lasted just 4 innings. He allowed 8 runs, 5 of which were unearned. On 8 hits, a strikeout, and a walk. And Gentry bounces one to the third baseman, Chisenhall. He knew how quickly he had to get rid of that one. He still just barely nips Gentry by a half step. So Craig retired for the first time tonight. Back to the top of the order now, and Kinsler. Ian has popped to first, flied to right last time up, reached on an error charge to Lonnie Chisenhall. And 2 batters later, he would come home on the Hamilton slam. Only in the 6th inning, and yet every Ranger has scored with the exception of Beltre and Murphy. Beltre got as far as 3rd after a 1-out double in the 2nd. Murphy is 0 for 3. And there goes a deep drive to left field. Duncan looks up. This one is gone. Number 29 for Ian Kinsler, and it's 9-1 Rangers. And Michael Millett from Richardson, a winner, $1,100 in our Sonic Slam inning.
You know you got an offense when your leadoff hitter has 29 home runs. Good pitch for Ian to hit, and as he's been doing this month, he did hit it.
Swinging to this by Elvis. Well, the night Duncan's having, you had to kind of hold your breath. Would he come back again with an out? No. To Ron Washington's relief, it sailed out of here. A 9-1 ball game. Durbin handles the one hopper. And Elvis retired. He's now 1 for 4. And that brings up Josh Hamilton. A power tear for Ian Kinsler now. He has homered in 6 of his last 8 ball games.
Ian hit 31 home runs in 2009. Pretty good chance to do that again this year, the way he's swinging the bat right now.
368 feet on his latest long ball. RBI number 73. And a line drive right to Donald at second. But the Rangers get another run on Kinsler's 29th home run of the year. On to the 7th. It's 9-1 Texas. Sports Southwest, brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Derek Collins' first pitch of the 7th inning is fouled back by Lou Marson, the catcher who has struck out and walked. Ian Kinsler just extending Collins' lead back to 8. With the third Ranger home run of the night. So Derek Holland now at 96 pitches, 63 strikes, 33 balls. Taking something off there. Marson looks at strike 2. This is very close to the Derek Holland that the Indians saw up there on June 4th. When he threw the first of his 4 shutouts this year. Derek last time out, a no decision Tuesday. Marson goes around. There is strikeout number 6 for Derek. Back now to our Fox Sports Southwest studios, and Rick Renner has our game break. Trevor Crowe has doubled in line to center, so he's hit it hard twice. Crowe just off the disabled list last Wednesday. He had shoulder surgery on March 30th. Just his 6th game back. And he is 4 for 13. Inside corner for a strike. Derek last Tuesday at Tampa Bay, a quality start. He went 6 2/3, 3 earned runs on 6 hits, 3 walks. He struck out 9. And a little pop up out to shallow left field. Hamilton lopes in to take care of the second out. Visit Lowe's to pick up your instant win game card for a chance to win World Series tickets, compliments of Scott's. So 2 out. Back to the top of the order, and Fukudome, he is 0 for 3. He's grounded back to the pitcher, fouled out to the catcher Napoli, and struck out. Derek now over 100 pitches, but Tom, it's another night where the velocity is right where it was in the first inning. Still a comfortable 96 miles an hour. There's a base hit. And Fukudome now 1 for 4. That'll bring up Jason Donald. Donald also is 0 for 3. He's grounded to short, line to second, and the last time up he struck out. Indians are run on 6 hits now, and there they've left 6. Koji Wahara warming out the Ranger bullpen. And a pretty good chance that this will be the last inning for Holland. Pitch number 107 on the way. And that liner flagged down by Kinsler. Hard hit, but it is out number 3. And we reach stretch time here at the ballpark. Rangers up 9-1. Ball leagues in your community. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, go to youthsportswire.com. Youngsters, part of a crowd of 38,710, a big walk-up of about 11,000 on hand for the next to last game of this next to last homestand of the year for the Rangers. Michael Young works against the third Indian pitcher of the night, Frank Herman.
Now Herman, his ERA doesn't look very good at 5.51, but he's got a good arm.
Ground ball, Cabrera over to Santana. Michael now 1 for 4. Yeah, that 4-0 record. Look at all the other numbers. That's not quite jive for Herman. The 5.5 ERA. 4 different stints. He's gone back and forth a number of times from AAA Columbus. Adrian Beltre doubled his first time up. Stranded at third, what was a scoreless game at that point, just the second inning. Since then, he's flied to left and fouled out to the first baseman Santana. He has extended his career long hit streak now to 18 games. It is tied with Jacoby Ellsbury coming into tonight, at least, for the longest active hitting streak in the American League. So Herman following Huff, 4 innings, 8 runs, only 5 of which were earned. Chad Durbin worked 2 and allowed 2 hits, one of them the home run by Kinsler in the 6th. That one finds the hole on the right side past Donald, and Beltre has a 2-hit night. Our Ford leaderboard. We look at Major League team home run leaders, and with the Rangers 3 tonight, that is updated. 186, just 1 behind the Red Sox, 20 behind the Yankees. Three homers tonight, 4 last night. That was the most since June 21st, where they also had 4 against the Astros. Napoli with one of the long balls tonight, a 2-run 4th inning home run, fueling that 8-run outburst. Last time up he singled. And down here, 0-2.
Mike's got his average up to 311 now.
The error in Napoli's season offensively, just pointing straight up. Early on struggled a little bit. Well, the last 3 months or so. Well, since he was activated off the DL July 4th, he's the top hitter in the American League. Should be right about a 370 clip now in the second half.
It's pretty good for 2 months.
And 2-2. The Angels won this afternoon at Oakland 4-1. Jared Weaver's 17th win against 7 losses. Rich Harden, the loser, falls to 4-3. Walden got his 31st save. 3-run 6th inning, all the Angels needed. And a swing and a miss for Napoli. And with 2 outs, here's David Murphy. David 0 for 3 tonight, a ground out. One of a number of outstanding catches by Duncan out in left. Next time up, that was in the 4th, and last time he flied out to Crow in center. So 0 for 3 tonight after going 4 for 4 last night. And goes opposite field here, and that is in there for a base hit. Maybe 2. Murphy in well ahead of the throw. Beltre around to third. And the sizzling hot bat of David Murphy shows up sooner or later.
I think one of the things David has been able to do since he got the opportunity with Nelly's injury is he's hitting that pitch out over the plate on the outside corner. A little bit earlier it was giving him some problems, but the adjustments he's made have allowed him to hit that ball to left field, and then when they throw him in, he hits it to right field, and a lot of them go out of the ballpark. Well, he's in a good groove right now. He's confident, and he's covering both sides of the plate.
Ball 1 to Torrey Alba. 1 for 3, a single and a run in the fourth. $38,710, actually 5,500 on the walk-up. Still excellent midweek crowd here as the Rangers try to clinch another series, and for the first time this year get up to 21 games over 500. This is the third time they've been 20 over. Last time they were as many as 21 over, the end of the 99 season when they set the club record with 95 victories. Well hit down the line in right field.
Going for the wedgie.
Just foul.
All those people stood to get $100 if he can drop one right there near the 325 sign. It looked like Norm wasn't there. Hope he left his wallet.
So the 2-1 pitch inside, 3 balls and a strike to Yorvi. Rangers also get closer to consecutive 90-win seasons. They have never had 90 wins or more back-to-back. A walk to Torrey Alba. And the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Craig Gentry. Gentry with a couple of hits, 2 stolen bases, a run scored. For 3 tonight, 8 for his last 14. And his batting average now up to 274. He's lifted 11 points tonight alone and 41 points over the last 4 games. Goes right after the first pitch and fouls it back. And he started with Herman getting Young to ground to short. And a single by Beltre struck out Napoli. The double by Murphy. The walk to Torrey Alba. Inside there, and a ball and a strike. Back out of play, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Craig. Handling Frank Herman here. Herman recruited by a number of Big East and Ivy League schools to play football. Settled on Harvard. Originally planned to play both football and baseball. Settled on baseball. 3 years there. Now with the Indians. And that one just outside. It's 2-2. Herman, undrafted, signed to a minor league non-drafted free agent contract back in 2005. Made it to the majors for the first time last year. 40 appearances out of the Indian bullpen. Off the fist, a little humpback liner. Donald grabs it, and that'll do it for the Rangers' 7th inning. They leave him loaded, and we head to the 8th of an 8-run game.
(9-1) over the Indians. And it is time for Ranger fan of the game. It has to be Trey and Stacy from Snyder, Texas. They got married a couple days ago and decided, hey, we're going to spend the honeymoon here at the ballpark. They've been here the last 2 nights. Congratulations. Here's the hat. Actually, we ought to give this to Stacy. Here's the hat. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anything you'd like to say, Trey?
We love the Rangers so much, we couldn't think of a better place to have our honeymoon.
There we go. Stacy, okay with you then?
Definitely. We better be back every year.
Yeah, every year. Good to have you. All right. Congratulations. Ranger fan of the game. Very nice. Thanks, Dave.
All right, Jim. Well, this year we've had a wedding rehearsal dinner here at the ballpark. A number of proposals. And a honeymoon being celebrated here. Marquín Valdez takes over for Derek Holland. Valdez has not seen any action in the last 6 games. His Ranger debut at Fenway, September 2nd. Scoreless inning. Up from AAA Round Rock on September 1st. And Gentry gets out into the gap. Plenty of time to retire as Asdrubal Cabrera, first out of the Indian 8th.
Craig almost ran right by that ball. I had to stop and reach back a little bit. Speed to burn.
Craig, as usual, flawless center field tonight. Also 2 hits, 2 steals, a run scored. Carlos Santana has struck out, singled, and walked. So the line on Holland tonight, he goes 7 innings, 1 run on 6 hits. He struck out 6, walked 3. He threw 107 pitches.
But Derek's probably got 2 more starts, and he needs to average about right at 7 innings per start to throw 200 innings. CJ's already at 200 innings, 209. Kobe Lewis is 182. He's got almost a certain chance of getting 200. The Rangers have a decent chance of ending up with 3 pitchers going over the 200 inning mark. A lot of years where they didn't have anybody.
And Harrison last night becoming the 5th Ranger starter with 12 wins. C.J. Wilson, of course, the staff leader, 16-6, and this tonight will make Holland 14-5 once it officially becomes a victory. Twelve wins each for Harrison, Lewis, and Ogando.
And CJ threw 204 innings last year. If he starts 3 more times and averages 7 innings, he's going to throw 230 innings this year.
The more CJ works, the better he gets.
Yeah, he really does. Looks better every time out. Just commanding the lower part of the strike zone consistently now. His walks are down from last year. Innings are up. Strikeouts are up.
Three-two pitch. How about that? A comebacker was going to be inside. Santana knew it. Broke right back over the plate. And 2 outs now in the Indian 8th. On this date, September 14th, 1987, in an 18-3 Toronto blowout, Ron Washington replaces Cal Ripken Jr. at shortstop, ending Ripken's record of consecutive innings. (8,243) consecutive innings over 904 games. There's some Ron Washington history right there.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't either. Eric Josephson did. So we think of the consecutive game streak for Cal Ripken, but the innings streak, well, in some ways, maybe even more impressive. 904 straight games, never came out. And it wasn't because he was healthy for that entire stretch. He just played with anything that happened to ail him at the moment. Valdez a strike away from a clean 8th inning here. Tomey stays alive. He's grounded out, fly to left, and last time singled to the opposite field against this shift.
The thing that makes you just marvel at Ripken's streak is he played so long, never broke a wrist on a pitch, never hurt his knee, being taken out on a double play at second base, never sprained his ankle badly enough to where he couldn't play, sliding. All the ways over a season, over a career that's that long, that most guys have a number of injuries that would put him on the disabled list. Pretty amazing that that never happened to him.
To say nothing of illnesses.
Yeah.
Called strike 3, and Merquin Valdez. A 1-2-3-8. He gets Santana and Tomey both looking. Back to our usual start time on Fox Sports Southwest. Nissan pitching matchup has Fausto Carmona really struggling lately against Alexio Gondo. And this will be the fourth try for win number 13 for Alexi tomorrow. Final game of this series, final game of the season series between these two. But if you can, of course, join us out here at the ballpark, because tomorrow night we'll end this homestand, and as the Rangers head to Seattle and Oakland, the only 3 remaining home games against the Mariners here, September 23rd through the 25th. Ian Kinsler against the 4th Indian pitcher of the night, Nick Hagedorn, who follows an adventurous 7th inning by Frank Herman. Loaded the bases, didn't allow anybody to score. Last time up, Ian hit one 368 feet out to left, his 29th home run. Yeah, a good curve for strike 2. Next scheduled Ranger hitter is Elvis Andrus, but that's not Elvis. That would be Nelson Cruz. Ready to get it at bat here. Coming back after his most recent hamstring injury. Wash saying before the game he would just have to wait and see when he would get a chance to let Cruz pinch hit. Made no commitments. He said when you see him, you'll see him. Well, we see him out there. High drive, center field. Crow drifts back. Kinsler out number 1 here in the 8th.
Fans are noticing Nelly before they even announce his name. Good for them.
For the Rangers, number 17, Nelson Cruz. Pitching for Elvis Andrus.
Nice reaction.
Boy, I'll say, what a greeting. That's just got to be an incredible feeling to stand there, and just because you're back and ready to play again, you get that kind of response welcoming you back from the 38,000 plus here. Cruz on the DL, retroactive to August 29th with the left hamstring strain. Got it running out a double against the Angels the previous day. And 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nelly. Even with the 2 weeks off, still 7th in the American League with 28 home runs. And a swing and a miss. In his first at bat, he strikes out against Hagedorn. He'll get a nice hand for that as well as he heads back to the dugout.
Well, depending on the game, I'm sure Ron Washington will try to get Nelly an at bat every game until he feels like he can put him in at least as a DH to start the ball game. Be kind of a gradual process. Nowhere to go because the minor league seasons are over.
Strike 1 to Josh Hamilton. 1 for 3 with a walk and a grand slam in the Rangers' 8-run 4th inning. Sends this one out to center field, and Crow is there, and Hagedorn needs just 12 pitches to retire the Rangers in order. On to the 9th, and Duncan, Chisenhall, and Marson scheduled up for Cleveland. On Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve and Darren O'Day on to work the ninth inning. And his first pitch to Shelley Duncan in there for a strike. Darren off the DL just yesterday. He was there with right shoulder inflammation. Last appearance worked a season high 2 innings and a season high 4 runs against the Red Sox on a pair of 2-run homers by Carl Crawford and Adrian Gonzalez. And up here, 0-2 on Duncan. He's made a number of catches up against the wall out in left field. Singled, walked, and flied out. And Tom, it's been a very injury-plagued year for Darren O'Day, but he still has time to show whether he will be up to the challenge of being a viable part of the Ranger bullpen again.
I think you have to give Darren a pretty good chance because of what he's done in the past. It's just a matter of being healthy. He pitched with that hip injury for a long time without being healthy, and now after that surgery he's got a chance to come back and be 100%. And if he is, and he pitches the way he did in the past for the Rangers, he'll definitely be a viable candidate. A huge part of the Ranger bullpen the last couple of years, last few years. Put up some big numbers.
Darren basically missed 2 months because of a surgery to repair his labrum in his left hip and the shoulder ailment. Three-2 count here on Duncan. Eric Holland started, went 7 innings, 1 run on 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. Only mistake, a home run by Chisenhall leading off the 5th. And a strikeout of Shelley Duncan. O'Day has out number 1. Let's check in with John Radigan.
All right, Dave, hanging out down here on the set of Rangers Live, getting ready for the post-game show. We'll tell you what's coming up on that program. We'll tell you what we hope is coming up tomorrow, too. And that is the final numbers for our auction from yesterday. We're so appreciative of all the Rangers fans who helped bid that thing up. We're north of $150,000, but we're trying to count it all up. The auction bids were flying so fast and furious, it takes a minute to figure it all out. We'll have a final total for you, though, coming up in the next day or so on Rangers Live. Lots of post-game. Buzz will join me. We'll chat with you guys, of course, and have lots of post-game reaction to a big Rangers win. Guys, we'll see you right after the game.
All right, John, we look forward to it. Just moments away here. 0-1 pitch to Chisenhall. Lofted very high, but into the seats, and it's 0-2. 1 run on 6 hits for the Indians. Chisenhall's 7th home run of the year. Spoiling, at that point, Derek Collins' bid for his 5th shutout of the season. Eric Valdez, a 1-2-3-8 with 2 strikeouts. O'Day's first out here, a strikeout. Chisenhall able to hold up, and 1-2 on the check swing. Eric Holland about to go to 14-5. 2 wins behind the gentleman on his left there, Mr. Wilson. And O'Day strikes out the first 2 here in the night.
4 straight strikeouts for the Rangers.
And now last chance to keep this going for the Indians. Lou Marson, who has struck out twice and walked. And takes strike 1 with 38,710 on their feet to help Darren O'Day bring this one home. I think we've got competing chants here. We've got "Let's Go Rangers," and then we've got the "O'Day, O'Day, O'Day" chant.
That's all right. The more, the merrier.
Now they're going at stereo. 2-1 to Marson. Again, the Angels won at Oakland this afternoon 4-1. Rangers needed this one to stay 3 games up. Just outside, and it is 3-1. Marson started toward first, not so fast, says Wally Bell. It's full up. High to left field. Hamilton back. The Rangers win it 9-1. Another strong effort by Derek Holland, who improves to 14-5 on the year. A home run barrage keyed by a grand slam in the 4th inning by Josh Hamilton. And a 1-2-3 9th inning with 2 strikeouts turned in by O'Day. 2 perfect innings out of the Ranger bullpen, including Valdez in the 8th. Napoli contributing a 2-run homer. Kinsler homered again, his 29th of the year. 9 runs on a 12-hit attack. No errors again tonight for the Rangers. They left 6 for the Indians. A run on 6 hits in there. They left 7. And the Rangers, for the first time since the end of the 99 season, are 21 games above 500. 85-64. As tomorrow night they will go for a 3-game sweep against the team they swept in 4 games up at Progressive in June. Down to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you very much. Another great win for the Rangers. Big night for Josh Hamilton. Let's see, 4th inning, you start off with a walk, come right back around, hit the grand slam. You were down 2 strikes in that. What are you looking for in a situation like that?
Well, honestly, I thought he was going to throw me soft stuff. He came with the heater up. I swung and missed, and I figured, I swung and missed at that one, so he'd probably throw it again. And he did, and just put enough bat on it to get it out.
There we go. Now, what the team also right now, 12 hits tonight. Last night, also double digits. Seems like everybody is hitting very well on this team.
Everybody's doing good. Everybody's feeding off each other. You know, it's up and down the lineup all year. You know, 1 through 9. There's no easy outs. So we're focused on that. Having one good at bat at a time, and they snowball from there.
There we go. All right, Josh, appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Great game, Dave.
It was indeed, Jim. The Rangers stay 3 games ahead of the LA Angels. A 9-1 win. And Rangers Live is coming up on the other side.